Welcome back, guys. Alex here with another video. I hope you're all well. I've been trying to get this video out since Monday. Here it is, Thursday now. Everyone else has got their videos out except for me. I'm always the last. I've just been so busy. But I've just been watching a few of the tubers' videos of Revival. It's been absolutely awesome. And I'm glad everyone had a fantastic time. For me, it was one of the best revivals, I think. I think it's because I didn't take so many machines this time. So I was able to chat to more people and have some fun playing the games as well, which I don't normally get to do that much. I'm usually pretty stressed out making sure my machines are okay, you know, because normally I take, well, last year I took pretty much my whole collection, and you know, it can be quite nerve-wracking, you know, seeing kids sort of playing with your machines and stuff like that. But this year just took two machines, which was Sky Skipper and my little jammer cab, which was playing Rescue. And I had an absolutely fantastic time. I'm going to mention all the people that I met in this video. And I've got a walk around video for you to see of me and Victor just chatting about the games that we saw. And yeah, and I've got a load of pickups as well. So it's going to be quite a lengthy video, this one, guys, if you don't mind. But I need to get it out there. And sorry, the SNES video is a little bit late. I'm just going to postpone it till Sunday now because I don't know, I've just been so busy. And I want to get this video out as well. So all those people in the competition, don't worry. I'm going to read all your names out. It's just getting time to do it. And I'll be doing that this weekend. And then I'll announce the next game. So yeah, so Friday came round really quick. And my good friend Martin picked me up about 1 o'clock on Friday. Had all my machines ready. He turned up in a great big Luton. Martin is the guy who supplied the fire truck and the video pinball and the Asteroids little Dino King, and I think he had another one as well. Can't remember which one it was. It was a Pong, but it wasn't working, unfortunately. So he picked me up at 1. We didn't have too bad a journey up there. Traffic was a little bit, I don't know, I probably added another half hour to the journey, but we got there in fairly good time. Both lifts were working, which was fantastic, and managed to get the cabs out and onto the floor. So we can have a beer in the hotel later on that day, which was great. It does take a lot of organising, guys. If you haven't seen it, I really should have like a camera set up just showing us all, setting up all the cabs. There's so much work that goes into it. But you know what, this time round, I don't know, it just seemed like everyone knew what they were doing. They knew where everything went. Normally we're asking Craig, where do you want this, where do you want that? And normally there's only one lift working. This time there were 2 lifts working, so it made life so much easier. And I think it went really well. I mean, just went so quickly, and setup was great, you know. So yeah, I was really pleased with that. And then later that evening we all met up, mainly the arcade guys from UK VAC, like Fraser. He brought along his Enduro Racer, which is absolutely mint, beautiful cabinet. You'll see that in the walk around video. I have a little chat with him. Yeah, Victor, Sean, and a few others I can't remember. I had a few to drink. Roger there as well. Roger, good friend of mine, brought his ice cold beer and his little Tiger Heli cabinet. I ended up, well, we always share a room, me and Roger, unfortunately. Roger's a really top guy. I've known him a long time. He's been in the community a long time, and I remember when we first started supplying cabs to these events. It must have been about 2013 when we were part of Jammer Plus, which is another forum. It's now dead. We used to supply, God, all the big replay events, but you know, we've kind of honed it in on Revival now. We just prefer Revival because it just seems more of a little community than a big open space. So yeah, and me and Roger always share a room, and we always have a right laugh. And he always gets carried away with his booze as well. But bless him, he doesn't get out often, do you, Rog? But no, it was great. I think we went to bed probably about 1 o'clock. Got up in the morning, went straight to the stadium, the Banksy Stadium, where Revival was being held, and set up all the cabs, make sure they're all working. There was a couple down. I think Martin had trouble with his fire truck and his Asteroids Dino King. But I think he managed to get them going, well, he did get them going. But Pong, unfortunately, wasn't working, which is a shame. There's always one fatality. These machines are so old, guys, you know, it takes, and they don't like being moved around. You know, these little soldered joints on the back of the PCB, you know, one slightest movement or change of temperature, and they just don't like it. And it's quite hard to pin down the fault sometimes, but he managed to get fire track going, which was excellent. So yeah, so Saturday morning, it went so quickly setting up, and then everyone just started arriving. I think Jay arrived first, was it? I first saw Jay, Cyber Snake 7. Jay, always a pleasure to see you, buddy. Did we chat? We didn't chat that much. This is the trouble. I mean, I must have chatted to about 50 odd people at this event, and I wanted to chat more to all of you, but you know, there was just so much going on, and because you want to chat to everyone, you don't have enough time to speak long enough to each and every one of you, so it is difficult. We had a little chat, I think, didn't we, Jay? Anyway, always a pleasure to see you, buddy. Top bloke is Jay, Cyber Snake 7. I might as well get into the whole list of people that I saw there that day, actually. And I have got a whole list here, and I'm going to read off all of them. And then we'll just talk about it from there on in. So, Porchy. None of you YouTubers are going to know Porchy. He is an absolute legend. He's such a top bloke. Really, really tall. And does like his booze, but he's an absolute whiz with fixing things. And he's fixed things for me. Did a little bit of work on Sky Skipper, and I know he's done some work on Roger's Sheriff PCB. He's just a lovely, lovely guy. Porchy, you're a top bloke, mate, and it was fantastic to see you there at Revival. Obviously, Roger I've mentioned. Martin, who brought us up there in the van, is another top guy. I absolutely love Martin. You know, it was great travelling with him in the van. Loads of stories, loads of chat. Vic and Sean, who do the 10 Pence Arcade podcast, always great to see them. And you've already seen the video put up before this one, which was the talk that they did with the World Arcade Champions, Tony Temple, John Studley and Dave. That was a great chat, actually, really interesting listening to those guys talk about how they got their World Championship games. Who else is there? Alan Chan, who does all the photography. You'll probably see him going around with his big camera, getting in the way of everyone. Always good to see you, Alan. Pete on a retro trip. Had a little chat with Pete about the BBC Micro, I think. And as you can see, I've got one in the back now again, Pete. Yes. For those of you who saw those BBC Micros all lined up, they are all owned by Richard Broadhurst, who designed a lot of really cool arcade ports to the BBC, which I'll definitely be doing a video on. Top bloke, he's lent me this BBC, which I'm going to look after. Richard, I can't thank you enough, mate. It's absolutely awesome. I love it, because I spent so much time on this back in the day at school. Every school had a BBC Micro. And my best mate had one at home, so got a lot of nostalgia for the BBC Micro. Some fantastic games. In fact, here are all of Richard Broadhurst's games here. I don't know if you can see that, guys. Designed Frogger, Astro Blaster, which is an arcade machine that I've got. Warlord, Scramble, Centipede, Space Invaders, Phoenix and Carnival. All brilliant arcade ports onto the BBC Micro. So I'm really chuffed to get that. I'm going to be doing a video on that in the future, definitely. TootyUK! Good old Stu. Had a good old chat with Stu this time, which I don't normally get to do, because either he's off wandering the streets of the local town, living it up, or trying to find some retro game store locally to the event. Thinks he's going to get a better bargain. But always good to see you, Stu, mate. Had a good old chat with Stuart, top bloke. Who else is there? Retro Dave Nintendo. Retro Dave, good old Dave. But I didn't get to chat to you much, Dave, did we? I think you were too busy doing that on the old track and field. But me and Dave do talk a lot on the phone, and he's one of my best mates, so you know, I don't expect him to hang around me too much at these events. But it was cool to see you there, Dave. Chris CMP is another good friend of mine. You might have seen his Vectrex lineup. Absolutely awesome. And that brings me to one of my pickups, which is Frontier, based on my arcade machine Sheriff. And it's actually got the playable characters Vic and Sean from the 10pence Arcade podcast. Yes, if you have a look in the manual in here, you'll see the names of Vic and Sean in here, Marland and Sean. I can't remember his second name, Sean. But anyway, they are in the game. And this is a brilliant game and fantastic. Get this. I'm going to do some more Vectrex videos as well, because I've got some Vectrex games coming in. So there'll be some Vectrex pickups on the way. So I'm looking forward to doing a little review of that game, which would be cool. So yeah, if those of you who saw all the Vectrexes set up, they're all owned by Chris, CMP in the community. He's a top bloke, lovely guy. And I'm really jealous, Chris, actually. You know, you've just got such a nice little setup, and he's the first one to get away. We're all still loading our cabs up, and Chris is just like 2 boxes, bang, in the back of the van, gone, you know. I think next year at Revival I might do a Super Nintendo setup. So I've got plans to do a really cool Super Nintendo, and Rog may do a Sega Mega Drive. We'll have like a 16-bit war thing going on at Revival, which I think would be really cool. Plans for the future. Fraser, I think I've already mentioned, lovely guy, quite new to the scene, but he's got a fantastic arcade cabinet Enduro Racer, which I remember as a kid. If you ever saw the pictures, I think he had pictures by the cab of how he found the machine, total rust bucket, and he totally restored it. It looks brand new, did an amazing job. You'll see that in the walk around video. Craig's here again, who did me a fantastic deal on some games. And I've got a stack of games here, which I'm going to struggle to remember who gave me what. But we'll get into that in a minute. Daz, former YouTuber. I don't know. Great to see you, Daz. And good luck with your new channel, whatever you're doing, mate. I don't know what it is, but always nice to see Daz. Mr. Bad's Games, man. Good to see you, Paul. Love your channel. I think most people do. Most people that have tuned into Mr. Baz, Paul's channel, Mr. Baz Gaming, all agree it's a great channel, really detailed, and a guy that's passionate about his games. And I guess, I don't think it matters what system you're collecting for. If your passion is there, it's always an interesting watch. And it was great to meet you, Paul. It really, really was. Yes, I am a bit of a character. I've watched your video, don't you worry. Sinisteve, again, I mean, these are all lovely guys, but Sinisteve is a top bloke. I did a game room tour of Steve's place, probably game room 3 or 4, I think it was. Absolutely top bloke, and again, a great channel. Again, someone's really passionate about his games and knows a lot about his games. Got a fantastic setup with his little blast cities in the background. Awesome setup, Steve. Really jealous of his setup. We had a little chat. I don't know if we chatted much, but we did have a chat, didn't we? Eddie, RollerXcore X, again, new to the YouTubes. Top guy. We had a bit of a chat, didn't we, Eddie? Fantastic to see you there, mate. I can see you just hoovering up all the games. I can't wait to see your video. Jimmy, Retro, James, nice to see you there with your girlfriend, James, or your wife, was it? I'm not sure. But yeah, nice to have a little chat with you, Jimmy. Of course, Scott, Sega Zombie, who gave me, what did he give me? Well, let's have a look at Sega Scott's stuff that he gave me. Let's have a quick look now. You gave me, I'm going to quickly whiz through this. I think you gave me Strider, didn't you? Did you give me Strider? I'm sure you did. Kallax, which is a great arcade game. I'm sorry if I get these muddled up. I'm pretty sure you gave me these. I've just got some massive bundle in. When I got back, I was like, shit, who gave me what? But I know I gave Scott a Super Nintendo, which I just want to see on his channel. I want to hear him say Nintendo over and over again. That's why I give it to you, really, Scott. But no, I really want to see you playing the games, picking up some cool games, just like me for the Mega Drive. And thanks for these games, mate. I really appreciate it. Batman Forever, I think was another game you gave me. All in good condition with manuals and stuff. Look at that. and Genesis games as well, which is cool. That looks like a game with superimposed graphics, is it? I don't know if it's any good, but it looks quite interesting. I know Strider's an excellent one. Cannon Fodder, you gave me that one, didn't you? I remember, actually, I think this is on the Super Nintendo, but it's good to have this. Definitely going to have to do a console wars, aren't we? See which is better, the Super Nintendo or the Mega Drive. But yeah, really chuffed to play that. Did the Mega Drive get a mouse? Because I know the SNES has got, well, I've got 3 of them in my box over there. But really, this is probably a good mouse game. Dick Tracy, which I know he said is supposed to be an absolute corker of a game. It looks like a side-scrolling action run-and-gun game. So, chuffed to get that. Thanks for that, Scott. And these two as well, which was Toe Jam and L. Panic on Funkatron, which is cool. So, got the manual. Yeah, it's got the manual in there as well. So, thanks for that, Scott. More games to add to the ever-growing Mega Drive collection and Alien 3. But really interested to see how this plays, Scott. Because I've got this on the Super Nintendo and the graphics don't look the same as a Super Nintendo one at all. So really chuffed to get those games. Thanks so much, Scott. Really appreciate that. God, I'm talking so much. I'm drying up here. Yeah, we wandered around quite a bit, didn't we, Scott? We had a good old chat. Retro Gamer Daz, who's got his own channel. Go and check his channel out. Awesome channel. I could see him walking around with his son, and I know he showed a lot of interest in the Video Pinball by Atari. Great game. Easy to pick up. I used to own it. I know, it's an amazing game, mate. HolsterTV, Holly. First time I met her, lovely girl. She was buying a load of games, and then Roger came up and said, I'll get you a deal. And we both kind of jumped in and bought a whole bunch of PC Engine games together to get the best deal we could off Alan, who's got that big Japanese stall. And, you know, we're both pulling out all the games. I don't know, did you pick up that Dragon Spirit in the end, Holly? I think you did 1 and 2. They look really, really cool. So she picked up those and a couple of others, and I picked up 3 PC Engine games. I haven't showed you my PC Engine yet, I don't think, but I picked up Ninja Warriors, which is on the Super Nintendo, and it is an arcade game, and I think this is more like the arcade game, so this is more like an arcade conversion, more so than the Super Nintendo game, which is not a sequel, but it's its own game, its own right. So, yeah, really interested to play that. Ninja Warriors. Also picked up Superstar Soldier. And as you can see, it's got 40 quid on there. And I think we got about 50 quid off, didn't we? Something like that. Which is not bad. This was recommended by Roger. It's supposed to be an excellent shoot 'em up. So, looking forward to that. I do love the box art on these guys. Mr. Heli, which again, I think is another arcade port onto the PC Engine. Look at that box art, guys. Awesome. So, really chuffed to get these PC Engine games. And I haven't even fired it up yet, I'm ashamed to say. I just haven't had time. I'll tell you what my problem is. I've got this tiny little desk here, and I'm looking to get a new desk where I can have 2 TVs set up and my consoles all together. It's just a pain in the arse, keep having to swap the consoles out. And because I've been doing the Game Room Challenge a lot, the Super Nintendo's literally been set up all the time. So there's a lot of games and that PC Engine yet for me to play set up. So it's all coming, it's all coming. So yeah, go and check out HolsterTV, Holly. She's got a great channel. Rudy from Blackheart TV, good to meet you, mate. And Kevin KD's Video Gaming. Both top guys, both come up and had a nice chat, and great to see you there. You just uploaded a video, didn't you, Kevin, of last year's revival. Come on, Kevin, sort it out. Did you do a walk round of this one? I hope you did. Old school variety face, Pete, lovely guy, and nice to see you without the mask on, mate. Top bloke. I had a brief chat with you, didn't I, Pete? Still, you know, would have chatted more if I had the time. Just so many people to talk to. We were all sitting around a big table. I think Paul was there from Mr. Bad's Gaming, and without further ado, Retro Mike was there as well, and we had a brief little chat, Mike, didn't we? But not enough to get to know each other. Maybe at the next event we can talk more. It is difficult, you know, when you've got arcades. You've got all my arcades mates as well. Just so many people to talk to. Big Daddy C, Paul Cunningham, lovely bloke. I had a great chat with him about the old days of glam rock. Me and Paul were big glam rockers from back in the day, and I was telling Paul about how I saw Guns N' Roses at the Marquee in 1987, and we all heard and read about in Kerrang magazine that Axl was trying to give up smoking. Now, this was way before they'd even stepped foot in the UK, so they didn't even have a hit over here. And I went to that gig in 87. I've still got my ticket. So this is the first gig that Guns N' Roses ever did in the UK, and I went to. Yeah, I was only about 17 at the time. And we read that he was trying to give up smoking. When he came on stage, we all threw cigarettes at him. And he got the right ump. But honestly, that gig goes down in history as being the best gig of my life. It actually changed me completely. It was the energy that came out of that band was unbelievable. All left there thinking that band's going to be massive, and they did. They went on to be biggest band in the world that year or year after. So yeah, that's why I can never see Guns N' Roses now. It put a downer on my memories of that band from back in the day. But yeah, I had long hair down here, makeup, the whole shebang. I was a proper glam rocker, and it was just great listening to Paul's views about the whole scene and chatting about guitarists and Motley Crue and all that sort of stuff. Brought back loads of memories. Great to chat with you, Paul. It really was. Jim Bagley I saw briefly. Normally I get to chat to Jim, but he's always so busy. Did any of you guys check out the Spectrum nets? Because I did. I thought it looked amazing. I've missed out on the first batch. I'm hopefully going to get one on the second batch, but I'm definitely up for it. Those games looked amazing, especially Baggers in Space, sort of a cross between Jetpack and, I don't know, something else. It was just brilliant. I love the colours. I love the way the Spectrum Next looks. I'm all over that. I'm totally all over that. I even love the little boxes that the next games come in. They're so collectible. And the games just look brilliant. Can't wait for that. So, next up, it was the guys from Retro Asylum. So we've got Dean Swain. Didn't get a chance to speak to you much, Dean, but I know Dean really well. He's been round to my house lots of times. Paul and Paul Davis, both podcasters. In fact, Paul from Retro Asylum's now left, but I think he jumps in now and again. But Paul Davis does the RGDS podcast. So I had a really good chat with Paul. Lovely, lovely guy, really knowledgeable when it comes to games. Guys, just go over and listen to his podcast. It's absolutely brilliant. And Steve Erickson as well. Can't forget you, mate. Again, didn't have much chance to speak to you, but I did see you there. And Garen Tungate is a lovely guy. I know he's got an amazing collection. Still want to come around there, Garen, do a game room tour. Top bloke. Jonathan Clayton, briefly. Jonathan Clayton is literally, you don't know him, guys, he's not a YouTuber, he's a UK vacker. He's literally bought pretty much every Nintendo arcade machine there is, except Sheriff, the Upright, and Monkey Magic. But he's literally taken my baton and run with it. And I'm hoping to do a game room tour of his place soon. But he's got an unbelievable Nintendo arcade collection. I mean, way better than mine now. I mean, I don't have the space now, so I'm kind of swapping things around for more of my favourite games. But he's literally gone right into it, taken the baton and run with it, and he's got an amazing collection. Really want to get around there and do a video of that. But good to meet Jonathan and his girlfriend. Ross, another friend of mine, really into his Metroid. Briefly chat with you, Ross, but not enough. Cosmic Vector, top bloke. Oh my God, Cosmic Vector. He's a guy who's a sound engineer. I don't know what he does, but he's worked with people like The Prodigy. Really interesting guy. Tattooed to the hilt. Really cool. Just into his Vector games. I think he's got, I don't know, I know he's got a few Vector arcade machines, but I know he's really into his Vectrex as well. And I've been chatting to him a lot about getting his Vect Fever cart. Hopefully he can sort me one out. So the Vect Fever cart is a cart that you just can't get, and guys stopped making them, and literally you can play all the vector games on the Vectrex, which came out in the arcade. That's why everyone wants it so bad. So you can play Asteroids and Black Widow and I don't know, all of them. Space Demon, is it Space Demon? I can't remember them now, but yeah, pretty much all the vector games on the Vectrex. Everyone wants that car, and he's talking about trying to get me one, so I really hope you do. And he's a top bloke, Cosmic Vector. He's really spiritual, goes right into the vectors. I think he's one of those people that loves to get stoned. Well, we all have a little joint now and again, don't we? Like having a joint, getting stoned, just getting really deep into his Vectrex. And it is cool because it is hypnotising. If you ever look at the Vectrex, especially with those new overlays that they're doing now, it's hypnotising. It's like looking into a goldfish tank and just watching fish. You know, it's hypnotising. I just love the Vectrex. It's so cool. So good to chat with you, Cosmic Vector. And James and Colin from Let's Talk. Is it Let's Talk Games? Briefly chatted to you guys. Love to have chatted to you more, but I just didn't get time. And I think it's Danster 83, is it? Got his own YouTube channel. He had a stall opposite the Golden Age arcade area. I nearly bought your Atari 5200 off you, but I missed out totally. I would have done, mate, but you sold it in the end. Good luck to you. Lovely guy, great stall, and he's got his own YouTube channel. I'll try and put links to all these guys in this video below. So that is it. That's all my mention. There's plenty more. I'm sure I've missed out. Of course, Craig Turner for organising Revival, because without him it wouldn't have happened. For those of you who don't know Craig, he's got so much passion for this event, and without him, I don't know anyone else that could do it, actually. Well, I know I haven't mentioned Chris Wilkins, actually, because I bonded quite well with Chris this weekend. I had a good chat with him. He's the guy who does all the books, the Spectrum books and the Commodore 64 books, all of them, really. And I had a good chat with both of them. Both of them used to organise Revival together. And I think they're kind of starting to do it again, kind of work together, because I just felt there was a better atmosphere about Revival this time, just a nice, friendlier atmosphere. It was just cool. And, you know, I know how much stress, Craig, you're under organising these events, and hats off to you, mate. You know, I know the WhatsApp group is constant the whole year trying to get things organised, and I don't jump in enough as I should do, but I just feel like now it kind of runs itself. People know what to do. But still, without Craig, it wouldn't happen. So hats off to Craig Turner for organising Revival. Absolutely brilliant. And Chris Wilkins, great to chat with you this time, mate, and, you know, build a little friendship up with you. Talking to Chris and Tony Temple, actually, about making a book about arcade machines, because we don't really have one. Well, we do, but it's quite old. Loads of black and white pictures with prices in there about all the cabs. It's well out of date, and so many other cabs and prototypes have turned up since that book was published, which is probably about 15 years ago. It'd be nice to do a nice colour arcade encyclopedia of all the arcade machines. That would be awesome. And Craig and Tony hopefully are talking together. You know, Tony Temple's got his blog, the Arcade Blogger, and he's got just hundreds of stories in there. We could add them into the book. It would be absolutely brilliant. So hopefully, fingers crossed, Chris Wilkins and Tony Temple are going to get an arcade book together. I absolutely love that. So anyway, guys, I'm going to take a break. I'll come back in a bit, but I wanted to show you the walk around I did with Victor Marland. Here it is, of just the arcade machines. All the other stuff's really cool, but I just thought, didn't have enough time. This was done Sunday morning, so there's not that many people there. Actually, hardly at all. I don't think it's even opened yet, so don't think it's empty because of it. We did this before the doors were open. So here's my walk around with Victor Marland and Sean. Well, here we are, guys, at Revival 2019 with Mr. Victor Marland from the 10 Pence Arcade Podcast. We're going to start off just doing a whole walk round of Revival, starting with the Vectrex section with CMP, Chris. He's playing with Roger at the moment. What do you think of this here, Vic, with the LED?
I love it. It's so clever it looks, where it's got like a bulge in the screen. I'm not sure if the camera's picking it up there, but it's got LED lights on the side of it, and it's like sort of like a weird glow to it. It's very clever.
So how do they do that then? Is that just like an overlay?
Yeah, it's just like an optical illusion overlay. It's got little lights inside. I think it's UV. I think it's clever.
Where do you pick that up from?
I'm not sure, but it's picking up quite nicely on your
picking up my cameras. Yeah. And then I don't know what we've got here. It's probably oh, this is Frontier, isn't it? Oh no, it's not.
Oh, this is Cold Point. This is like a Frogger game.
Frogger game.
This is from Malban. It's a very highly respected vectrex program. It's really, really good.
Is that only available on the Vec Fever card?
No. This is a separate card. You can buy it as a game.
Very cool. We've got Roger here and Chris CMP. This is Chris's collection of Vectrexes, and this is his new game Frontier, based on the classic Nintendo game Sheriff, which is better, but
Bates. As you can see, this is Chris's new game. Look at the artwork.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah, I think that's a t-shirt.
I've got my own copy of this. I bought it ages ago. Yeah, it's supplied today.
I hope you're holding a copy for me, Chris, are you?
No, I sold them all, mate.
You sold them, have you?
Sold lots, though, so getting quick.
How do you find it, Rog? Is it good?
Oh, it's brilliant, mate.
Yeah.
Can't wait to have my...
You're going to sell that Sheriff PCB now, then? Just play that.
Did you know, Alex, that myself and Sean are in this game? We're two of the baddies in it.
Can we kill you?
Yeah, look. As I said.
Oh, excellent.
Marland and Holly.
They look just like you.
They do. I've got liney hair.
Long, coffee pea.
Liney hair.
And then, I don't know what this is, but this is a really cool Vectrex from Arcade Stick.
Ready, player one. What's a shit?
Which is awesome. What shit is this then, Chris?
It's a new one coming out next year from Malban again.
It's like Gallagher.
At the minute there's not too many bullets, but you can get hundreds of bullets eventually.
That's really cool. When's this coming out, Chris?
Massive big bosses. Tons of bullets once you upgrade them, I think.
Oh, this is it here in the box, is it?
No, that's a mail plate.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I
love it.
And then we've got a racing game here. That's
inside, yeah.
Inside. That's awesome, isn't it?
Yeah, because a few games come up with Vec Fever now.
Yeah.
You can play on the side. I play arcade games on there. So it's really quick, isn't it?
Sorry, mate, I'm putting you off, aren't I?
Nope, I'm just shit.
Right, that is a controller made to play Asteroids on the Vectrex.
Oh yeah, this is one of yours, isn't it?
Yeah, these are some other ones that have been homebrewed. This is one you can buy. There's a spinner one there as well.
To do a twin stick.
I've done one.
I've done one.
Yeah, I've got one home.
Okay, so moving around, we've got the Bronze Age section here. We've got a lovely Space Fever.
Small time in the way.
Yeah.
They're good at that, aren't they? Getting in the way.
It's an early Nintendo, well, one of Nintendo's first ever games. Atari Asteroids, a little cocktail.
And this is a homebrew built out of Dino kit with proper Asteroids internals. It's all original, that.
That is awesome.
Martin's obviously done really well and fixed it because it wasn't working yet.
Yeah.
Put all jet fighter next to it, so I used to have one of those.
Yeah, it's like gone down, isn't
It
it?
looks like it's gone down. It's basically combat, this playing game in combat on Atari.
Yeah. Did you see the post that Tony Temple put up of all the Russian cabs?
Yes,
there was a jet fighter in that. You could see quite easily tell. Really, sorry, mate. And this is a video pinball, the cab I used to own actually. Really cool sort of cross between an EM game and a video raster game.
The clever thing about this is if you look inside on the playfield, it's just black and white graphics, but all those bits you can see, the physical parts, are actually up inside on a mirror. Yeah, it's really clever at work.
You have to see it in the flesh to
and
really
this thing, it moves. This is actually a bumper.
Yeah.
So when I first played it, I thought it was just loose.
Yeah.
But it's actually a nudge, and you can move the ball around with
awesome.
it. 1978. How clever was that?
78. Is that the same year as Fire Truck then? Because the side art's very similar colour, isn't it?
Yeah. Fire Truck is a lovely, fun game to play 2 players.
Yeah.
Someone controlling the back of your truck.
Yeah.
Someone controlling the front. It's a lot of fun.
The kids obviously love it, don't they?
Yeah, they love sitting down, don't they? They can fit in there, unlike us now, with our knees around our ears.
That is awesome.
But this is the spangliest arcade machine I've ever seen. I love this. It's
just
Pong.
It's just Pong.
But look at the size of it in the form factor.
Yeah.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Really
the knobs work really nicely.
Has that gone down then? It was working
it was working when I went to see Martin the other day. And when he got it here, it stopped working.
Well,
the game's got a glitch because there's no processor in the game.
Right.
It's one of those early games that uses a processor. And I think it's taken like 5 minutes when he gets his schematics.
There's Mr. Holly. Mr. Holly on film. Right, you can join us in the walk round.
We walk round.
Yeah. So you two can talk. Go on, get in the front of the camera. You're good in the camera. Pac-Land.
The original cab with the buttons.
Yeah.
In the UK, we always got joystick. You have to tap the joystick. On this one, you have to tap the buttons.
These buttons.
These ones here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice little control panel. Never been a fan of the game, to be honest with you. And
I like it on Rubbish at it. I do like it though.
We have your cabs here, Vic, your beautiful ISIS Cabaret.
You've got some sad music underneath, it's broke. This one here, I went to change some dip switch settings. It was okay yesterday. I went to change some dip switch settings to make the game a bit easier for people to play here because it's set on tournament.
Yeah.
And I put it all back together again and the switcher went and it keeps knocking out the fuse every time.
Right, that's a shame.
So yeah, it's a bit of a bummer.
Done a fantastic job there, mate. It really pops with the T-moulding, the colour. You've got all the colour just right.
Yeah, I've got, in total, I'm going to have 8 of these soon. I've got some of the 5 at home. And I'm going to do them all different coloured stuff because this is the green one for Bosconi, it's the green theme.
Yeah.
And obviously, Cubert's got yellow.
Yeah. They're ideal cabs. If you have a lot of room, they're ideal cabs, aren't they?
Yeah, this has got original board here
as well, and it shapes really nice.
Chip shop shape. And this one's
a bit like you, Sean, your shape.
Is this live, by the way?
It is. No, it's not live, no.
And then we've got next to it, you've got these things are called Sub-Electro ISIS cab. Bit of an unfortunate name nowadays. And Sub-Electro is a UK company, and they made these little fat ones. It's like the big fat brother of the ISIS
cabs. So these would have been really common in the UK back in the day, wouldn't they?
Yeah. Look at them buttons.
Yeah, they're like nudge buttons, aren't they?
Yeah. You could live on one of them buttons, they're so big. Oh, I've started it.
Cool, isn't it?
Classic sound.
And this is the cab actually I picked up last week, which I've just sold to Craig.
Tell everyone the story, Alex.
What?
You bought it drunk, thinking it was an ISIS, didn't you?
I thought it was a lot smaller, but it's actually huge.
When I first saw it, I thought that's a weird looking ISIS, and I realised it was a big brother of an ISIS.
That's a really old cab as well, wasn't it?
Very similar control panel, similar top but bigger. Yeah. Same kind of front. It's very similar cab, but just sort of fatter and squat.
Yeah. It's cool, isn't it? We've got a guy over here selling some cool little bits and bobs. Look at these little fridge magnets, 3D printed. Look at these.
Really nice, really nice.
Really cool. What's your company called, mate?
Ready Player 2.
Ready Player 2. I can see it there. Go and check him out. Look, there he is. Look at them. Awesome.
Oh, really nice.
Really cool.
Oh, international cry, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay.
Right, moving around then. We've got all these computers here. We've got loads of traders. We're not going to touch too much on the computers because we don't know too much about them, do we? A little bit, yeah. But
there's a tournament area there.
Well, let's go and look at a tournament area, and then I want to just chat with Richard about his BBC.
Oh yeah,
arcade conversions. Yeah, because we're going to talk to you in a minute, Richard. So this is the tournament section at Revival. So anyone can enter. Get your high scores up. Robotron, you had this on the podcast the other week, didn't you?
No.
2 weeks?
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, Robotron.
Yeah, 1 or 2 episodes ago.
I thought you said Galaxia.
Yeah, and you started to like it, Sean, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm playing it a bit more now, just a little bit more.
Yeah.
I can last for about 3 minutes now instead of 2 minutes.
It's a very quick game. It's one of those games, I'm not very good at it, but I like it.
Yeah.
I do get better as I play it more.
Yeah, you can't fault the game, can you?
We used to play it on your table you had at the time. And we were really getting into it, weren't we?
Sound, graphics.
So this is the Euro cab, isn't it? It's a totally different cab than my American one. A little bit shorter in height. And then we've got Crazy Kong.
Because it is crazy.
Yeah, this is what we got in the UK. We didn't get the Nintendo Donkey Kongs until later. We might have had the odd one come over, but that's pretty much what we had.
Anyway.
No. We've got Cuba,
full-size Cuba,
Time Pilot, Mrs. Pac-Man, Galaxian, Gyrus, Vader's Part 2, in Track and Field, and a little list to do there as well. Yeah, so really, really cool. So where's Richard? He's disappeared over there. This is Richard Broadhurst's BBC section.
Also known as Tricky on the BBC forums.
Right, okay, so he's got well, he did have yesterday a Warlord set up with four
player with proper
spinners.
Paddles, yeah.
But these are almost arcade perfect. So I played Astra Blaster the other day.
It's even got the speech.
It's got the synthesized speech. It hasn't got the docking part because it didn't have enough memory to put that in. But it is an awesome game.
It's split down to a 32K BBC bit.
I know, it's incredible.
I think the processor was similar in that to the arcade hardware.
Yeah,
That's why it's so close. It is a really close game.
Yeah,
and his Frogger is brilliant.
Frogger.
He's added extra hardware to that to get the colour brown.
Right.
Because the BBC didn't have a brown.
Right.
They used to be pink for logs. So I said, we've got pink logs. And he's like, I don't got
Here
brown.
he is. Richard, come here. So how many games have you developed for the BBC?
I don't know.
About
8 plus some emulators.
Yeah, they're awesome, aren't they? How long does it take to do one game?
It's about 40 to 80 hours, but that can be a month to 6 months.
And how much do it in bits and parts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just like an hour or two a night.
Yeah.
And
have you picked these games specifically because you like them back in the day in the arcade?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, they're the ones I like.
The ones I force you to do every now and again. Like, just do this game, do this game.
What's your next one? So you've got Astra Blaster, which is a favourite of mine. Frogger Defender.
Moon Patrol is about 3/4 done at the moment.
Right.
You do.
It's, over on the end there.
Moon Patrol.
Look at that in a second.
What games going forward would you do?
Rescue.
And Rescue.
Apparently Rescue is
twin stick.
That would be a great one to do.
Dragon's Lair.
Firefox.
Something
Halo.
along the lines of Pinball Dreams.
Really?
I've half done a Pinball Dreams type game.
Oh, cool.
I like the video pinballs. I really like them. But the arcade ones I quite like. The one on the 60th one, I've actually got a board of that. That's a good little game to play.
Yeah.
And the Nintendo one that's on the red
Pinball,
table.
yeah.
The versus Pinball. Yes. Yeah, they're very good.
And these are all available where to play?
bbcmicro.co.uk.
Okay.
Free download or play online in the browser.
Excellent.
The emulator on the browser works really nicely as well. If you haven't got a BBCB, play them online.
Is it really good, the emulator? What would you say?
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, it's very good, yeah.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, the only thing is it's in a browser. Joystick support's not always there, so if you like your joystick.
A lot of these games we played on keys back in the day, didn't we?
Yeah,
no one
Got
really
a lot of
had
nostalgia because every school had one of these back in the day, and my friend who had a lot of money had one at home.
Oh wow!
They
were 400 quid back then. That was a lot of money.
And we always played the lead. Starship Command was another favourite of ours. Absolutely brilliant. Well, thanks for talking to us, Richard. We're going to wander around to the arcade section now.
He's got a really nice Acorn Atom with that orange screen. That's really look at that.
Yeah,
he was playing Chucky Egg one day. It looks really cool.
We've got Phoenix there as well, look.
This Phoenix is good. Yeah. That's a scramble. That's one of the ones we've done recently.
So close to the original. Right?
Yeah, he's got the graphics spot on. The scramble's a little bit different because you can't get the jagged areas, I don't think. But the Phoenix is very, very good. It's very close.
Has it got all the bugs in it as well, like the arcade version?
No, it hasn't. I think it's got its own bugs, but not quite those.
Chucky Egg. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah. Plays best on the BBC.
I think so as well. Yeah, I like the Spectrum one, but the BBC one is brilliant.
Yeah. Right, now we're going to walk up here. Right, so we're in the canteen area here. We've got a couple of free multiplayer, ugly.
They're not for us old fools. You're getting a lot of play. Look at the kids with the dads.
Yeah. I know Moonwalk is supposed to be a good game. Turtles, I'm not a fan of.
I've seen of it, but these ones are the clown quizzes. Clown quizzes. Clowns get very pleased. Crown quiz. Apparently, being here in the canteen area, doing really well.
Yeah.
There's a lovely looking barrel.
Yeah, a bit controversial on Michael Jackson, isn't it? Really? You need like a little.
No, cut. Redacted.
Loads and loads of traders. Loads of stuff to buy. Yeah, there is loads of games to play.
Yeah.
This is Need Saw Fun. Is it not Saw Fun? It's retro games. Yeah, Saw Fun.
Well,
we've got stacks of games. Loads of t-shirts.
Yeah. I bought 2 t-shirts.
Did you?
Got Shaun in 1942 and I got myself a
cool. 22.8. This is a section we're more interested in. We've got a Monkey Mechanic.
The cloud.
It's a fun little game though.
Yeah, but you don't play for long, do you?
No, it's a kiddies game. It's great.
Yeah. Especially these great. That is very nice. Yeah. Well, that's just a cabinet, isn't it?
It's good 2-player though.
Yeah. Right, we've got an Outrun. Didn't you have a Konami GT?
No, I had an Outrun Mini one time.
What was the racing game you had? You had a racing.
I had Speed Race CR5.
Oh, right, yeah, that was top down.
Yeah, really old.
Well, these are unusual cabs, aren't they? These are, yeah.
Into videos. We had Salamander 2 running on that one.
Yeah.
And Rodland, that's a cutesy game.
I never played Salamander 2. I didn't even know there was a Salamander 2.
Oh, yeah. It's an expensive board to buy.
I bet it is.
That Rodland, I saw Charlie Farr play it the other day, and it seems quite a fun little game. Really cute.
Yeah.
You get chased by tubby sharks.
Oh, that's great.
Everyone likes being chased by tubby sharks.
We've got Multi Williams here with Robotron,
yeah.
Defender, Joust Bubbles. That will have the J-Rock board in it, wouldn't it?
I believe so, yeah. It's that J-Rock, the multi. But that's the multi-panel, the official
yeah, it's a little bit too busy for me.
But it works quite nicely, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, when you play Robotron, you sort of put your hands on the buttons all the time. It's not a problem.
Asteroids, I've never really given that the time of day, to be honest with you.
No. Asteroids, that's where it looks better.
Yeah. Scrambles.
Dodgy old scramble, look at that poor old thing.
Yeah, that's a Zachariah, isn't it?
That one the other day had a really funky looking monitor.
It's kind of cool though, isn't it? It's got that depth. I like the depth.
Look at the screen, it's really trippy. I think you need to decal.
It
It goes with the game, it's crap.
Yeah.
Killed it.
That's quite cool.
Boom Patrol, Sean's
That's a
favourite.
huge bass cab, isn't it?
Yeah.
Final Fights in a, what is that, live?
No, it's just a sort of generic cab. Final Fight's a massive game.
Strider.
Never liked Strider.
Missile Command. When's Tony Temple's? He coming into
You see what shape that cab is, Alex? By the look of it. That's a berserk.
I was going to say,
The shape of waste, putting that rubbish in a berserk.
Yeah, they must have just painted over the artwork here, haven't they?
Yeah.
Brilliant, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Missile Command, it's, I think Tony Temple's coming in today, isn't he?
I hope so, we're doing a talk with him at 11 o'clock.
And John Stibber's coming in to do his Perfect Pac-Man on this little...
That's his old cab.
That is his old cab. Wow.
Lovely looking cab. Look at it. It's so nice.
Just not a fan of Pac-Man, unfortunately.
The speed up version I like.
Do you?
That and Ms. Pac-Man, yeah. Just
cool.
easier. You can play it.
We've got Alan here with all his Japanese PC Engine and Super Famicom.
More arcade.
More arcade. This is what we're interested in.
Look at the length of that stick.
No, it's kind of rude, isn't it, really? It's a little bit rude. This was actually an extra glass for Cabaret.
It's been converted to Tiger Heli.
Yeah, which Roger loves. It's a toe plane game, isn't it?
Toe plane, yeah, originally, yeah. Released by Titan.
It's a lovely cab. I love the coin door on it. Look at it.
Massive.
Lovely coin door.
Yeah, it's original.
Yeah, it's really cool. And his lovely ice cold beer, which unfortunately is not working. It was working yesterday up till...
The whole thing's very mechanical inside, so there's a lot to break down.
Is it working, Rog?
Temporarily.
Is it?
Yeah, the plastic's starting to...
Where's that going?
That doesn't look good. Something going wrong there, mate.
It's trying to find the ball.
It's had some Viagra.
Right.
As soon as the ball goes through the holes, it'll reset.
And then we've got my Sky Skipper.
Junk cab,
junk cab.
Skip somewhere.
Still having... I just don't get it. Yesterday the bulb went in the top, and then the graphics issue disappeared.
Yeah.
Right, so I turned it on this morning, and the graphic issue came back.
But now it's off again.
Now it's off again. So I turned it on, turn it off, turn it on, back on again, and it's gone again.
It's
really weird. It's really weird. Really weird.
We'll fix it.
But yeah, it's had a lot of play.
Right, we've got some very, very good games here. We've played a lot.
And we've got Mr. Charlie Farr, Dave, playing Rescue. He's going to try and beat my top score. If he ever gets near it, just turn the fucking thing off.
Yeah. We've got Roger's little Mondo. It's a lovely little cab. We've done work on that.
Yeah, that's
so we call that a rounded ISIS. It's like an ISIS, but it's rounded.
Yeah, that's nice. Have you got any of them picked?
I haven't, no. I'm sort of going to let Roger have those. I've got too many little cabs as it is.
Well, give me one as well.
But the Rescue has been played to death this week.
Yeah,
You, me, Sean, now David's up to go.
It's awesome. We fixed the monitor on that a little bit, didn't we?
Yeah, we saw the monitor out, but you got a very good score on there.
I got 85,000.
Oh, yeah, he's getting there. This is Charlie's third game.
Right, turn it off.
Little this to do, and ISIS again. This is Fraser's cab. And he's trying to wrestle it off with his cab.
No, it's lovely, mate.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Just love the depth in them.
Yeah,
you know?
That's missing to do. Look at the graphics in the back there, little bars there.
Yeah,
pretty cool.
We've got Gyrus.
Yeah, classic Gyrus. Good music.
Yeah. Burger Time.
Charlie Farr's Burger Time. We get millions on that.
Yeah. Lovely cab. I think Harry's picked all of these up, hasn't he?
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah, I can't get on with the game, to be honest with you.
I like it, but I'm just not very good at it. I need a lot of practice.
We've got a beautiful Nintendo R-Type cabinet, which actually, I think was a Play Choice 10 with a single monitor, wasn't it?
Looks like,
yeah. It's got a lovely control panel.
I never used to think much of R-Type, so I started playing for the challenge. I'm really into it. I love it.
It's a beautiful game. Loads of atmosphere. Do you like that one, Sean? Do you like R-Type?
Not really.
No, you don't like your side-scrolling shooters, do you?
They're okay. It's the bit with the ball going out. I just think it's a bit weird.
A bit weird?
When your ball goes out.
Do you not throw your balls out?
Not really. You can't throw one ball down, can you?
No, once you get it back, it's the main thing. You don't get units, do you?
This is a weird looking cab, but it's a nice one. I like it.
Oh, I don't like the gains.
It's very simple.
I know. Do you know what gets me? Is that noise, constant noise. It doesn't change.
I like it.
It does me in.
I like it with 1942 as well.
I like that.
Do you?
Yeah,
Oh no, but look at the cabinet, guys.
It looks
absolutely stunning. Yeah.
And these buttons are really odd because they've got like little knobbles in the buttons to keep your fingers on. I think it's 1982.
Yeah, it's a beautiful cabinet.
82, 83 in it.
Yeah,
Oh, 82.
82. Yeah, it's lovely. Play choice 10. Seen better days, but still. And the
the Fix It Felix is working now.
Fix It Felix, not a fan of that game at all.
I quite like it.
Do you?
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah. Especially it's like a modern game made to look like an old game.
Yeah.
It does look like an old game, doesn't it?
We've got Craig's favourite game of all time, Killer Instinct. It's a pretty cool game actually. I don't mind Killer Instinct. No, not a fan.
Oh, Metal Slug.
Metal Slug.
Look at the size of that monster in the back.
Cabinet. And then, well, we've got loads over here. Let's go over here.
We're not finished yet.
No, loads of consoles set up. Now, I don't know anything about these things. It's plastic.
Sean and I will lead you through it.
Go on then.
A lot of Sega machines, very similar. This one was not working.
You haven't got any of these, have you?
Not anymore.
No.
I've had a few before. This one is like a sort of more modernish thing, but that one's LCD.
Right, and this is specifically for shooters, isn't it? It's a huge monitor.
In that orientation, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's got an Xbox 360 running it with one of the new Dodon patches, the newest Dodon patches. Right. But to buy that board, it's like £3,000.
Yeah, and this would be common in Japan, right? This cabinet.
Yes,
this is what they would play.
Yeah, so it's the new Delta one and the newer one.
Right.
So we're sitting here with a huge inbuilt marquee.
Yeah.
Playing Sivan, which is a favourite of Sean's.
Right.
It's a Bullet Hell.
Bullet Hell.
I want to get a Fishy Basher. It's a really cool multiplayer game.
It's not desirable then when it comes to these cabs, because some have got toppers and some haven't. You've got Glass Cities, Astra Cities, Egret 2s.
The Egret 2 is probably the most sought after.
Is it? Why is that then?
Because you can rotate the monitor in it very easily.
Right, okay.
But the Egret 3 I don't think you can.
Right.
But there's a game I like a lot. And that guy's doing really well at it as well.
On the big screen they look fantastic.
Yeah, I think it plays better.
As long as they haven't got any burn like that one's got a little bit.
I tell you what, I didn't mind that at all. I played yesterday, the first time I played in a long time, got 4,000, which is great for me. Yeah. Sean can do it. That guy's doing really well.
And then what we've got, what's this one here, Sean?
That's
Matrix.
Street Fighter E7X.
Oh, okay.
Oh, hang on. It's amazing.
It
looks like a 1996.
These two are linked up, aren't they? They're playing against each other.
I just got in the Swan and I don't know what it is.
Yeah. I mean, the screens are fantastic, aren't they? We've got Rich playing
Bullet Hell or something.
That looks like Street Fighter First Strike. What do you like First Strike so much?
I like the whole sort of the graphics and the music, sort of hip hop music in it, and the graphical style. Okay. It plays really. I'm not very good at it, but I really like it.
Well.
Yeah, they're really, really cool.
Super Hang On. Is this Fraser's cab? That's Ian's cab, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's yours, isn't it? Fraser, this is your beautiful enduro racer.
Yeah.
Which you spent a lot of time restoring, right?
Yeah, a lot of time restoring, but it's
very nice.
Yeah, fueled by the collectors, all giving you comments and help. There's so many people that can help you with decals and stuff.
Show us around the cab then, mate. Let's have a look at it.
Well,
how much work did you do with this cab?
Well, it took about 6 months. It was pretty bad state.
You find it at the bottom of the canal?
It was in a travelling circus originally.
Right.
Yeah, and then it ended up in a barn for 20 years. And it was advertised on Gantry, and it came up, and a lot of people were saying it was just not going to happen, but I thought I'd take on a challenge.
Yeah.
And I could see I had the skills to do most of the cosmetics.
Yeah.
I knew there was people out there to help me do like the circuit board and the PCB and all that sort of stuff.
Oh, you really jumped in the deep end there,
Yeah,
mate,
I did.
You?
I actually got in the showcase on UK VAT with it, so I'm really pleased.
Did you hand paint them?
I just touched it in. I matched the colours the best I could.
Yeah.
So that's all original. And the marquee around the front here, that survived, and that was one of the reasons why the monitor as well. That's all original. After a recap, that's how it came out. It's really, really sharp.
It's absolutely stunning. That monitor looks brand new.
It was a lot of use, really.
I don't know how much use it had, and it was really abused, but it came up well. I mean, this is all brick blast and powder coated. This has all been made new here. This is all just falling apart. Right. The top part of the seats are original. I just polished that. And again, guys on, you know, in the hobby did the decals for me. Muddy Music did those for me.
It's funny. This actually used to be a favourite of mine when I was a kid.
Back in the day.
I loved it.
It's a hard game, isn't it?
It's hard now to go back to, but back in the day I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. So there it is. I like bringing it along.
Did they do a hydraulic version of this as well?
They did the one. Yeah, they did the whole bike.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think that's why I liked it.
That's it.
As a kid.
Well, this is kind of a compromise.
Yeah.
And the full-size Enduro Racer, which was the same as this, but obviously taller.
Yeah.
This top part's the same. It's just cut short at the bottom for the seats.
Yeah.
It's a bit more manageable. It's still quite heavy.
Yeah.
I enjoyed bringing it to events like this, and then people play it because that's what it was all about.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thanks for showing us that, mate. Thank you.
That game's Terra Diver. Yeah.
Okay, so let's just walk around there. We've got some
Little Dino Kings.
Little Dino Kings.
That's Puzzle Bobble 2. Great game. So good. Yeah, it's brilliant. Banco.
That's one of your favourites, isn't it?
I love that.
That's not your cat, is it?
No, it's Rogers.
Oh, Rogers, yeah. And then we've just got loads of drivers and computers set up here. And you two are doing a talk later, aren't you?
Yes.
What are you talking about?
No idea, mate.
Right,
it's about the legends of gaming.
Is that on at 11 o'clock?
Yeah.
So I'll video that.
Yeah,
awesome,
sure.
Is that cool for the channel?
Yeah. Tony Temple, Charlie Farr, John Studley, all talking about the legends of gaming.
Right, okay, well we'll cut there and we'll video that later. Cool. Cheers guys, thanks for doing that walk around with us. So there you go guys, Revival, all the lovely machines there, all supplied by people like me, Martin, Roger, Vic, Fraser, just so many people coming together collectively and making Revival what it is, something a bit different, something that you won't normally see at other big events, because, you know, we take great pride in bringing these machines to Revival because we know the community is slightly different, or the people that come through the door are slightly different. They really enjoy their games and appreciate their games a lot more than you would be at a big replay event, because, you know, you get a lot of youngsters who don't really appreciate the old stuff so much. You know, and to Martin to bring all his golden age stuff, his black and white stuff like Pong and Fire Truck, you know, it's a big ask. It really is, you know, because it's so old and so fragile and so rare. For him to bring those cabinets and for me to bring Sky Skipper and Sheriff is saying something about the event and the people that walk through that door. They appreciate the gaming. So anyway, moving on. And sorry, I just wanted to say, next year it'd be completely different again. I might bring something completely different. Well, I know I will, because I've got a cab coming over from America. Can you guess what it is? Yeah, a game that I absolutely loved and adored as a kid. You might see that next year. Isn't that awesome? Astro Blaster on the BBC Micro. How cool is that? With synthesized speech. Absolutely brilliant game. I'll do a video of that, but I want to do a video of my Astro Blaster before I do a video of that, and maybe we can compare. So anyway, let's get on to pickups. So I've showed you what Scott gave me. I showed you PC Engine, and these are games that were recommended. I think Roger picked these up from Craig's here again. So Craig, you did me a fantastic deal on these. I'm pretty sure, Roger, you picked these up for me, and I haven't got a clue what it is. There's no name or idea of the name on there at all, but it looks like a... I haven't got a clue, Roger. What is this game? But it's bloody fantastic artwork. He said, just get it. It's awesome. Okay, I'll get it. I trust you. But there you go. What is it? I don't know. I can't read bloody Japanese. I can't read this one either. But literally, Roger picked these out for me and paid for them and said, look, I've got some cool games. You've got to get these. And I was actually fine with it. And you know, I made the worst mistake ever. Do you mind? It's really rude to interrupt. I took an arcade machine up there with me, which was a machine I brought last week It was a sub-electro scramble. You might have seen it there. It wasn't working. It had a for sale sign on it. That was mine. I sold it, as I was there. So Craig pulled it off me for 250 quid, which is basically what I paid for it. And I had 250 quid in my Skyrocket, which is fatal at a gaming event. So you're just going to go around and buy up everything. It was literally gone, that money, within an hour. and Roger's spending my money for me. So Roger's got me this. I don't know what it is, but it looks cool, Roger. I'm definitely going to try this out. MotoGP, which I think I picked up separately. I don't think that was part of the bundle, but I think it was quite cheap, 8 quid or something like that. I do like my racing games. Aladdin, which is supposed to be an absolute corker on the Mega Drive and better than the Super Nintendo. Well, I'll be the judge of that, right? I'll be the judge of that. But yeah, nice to have that, especially in Japanese. All in fantastic condition. Look at the condition of that. Awesome. Absolutely brilliant. And this one looks like a shooter. Like a 1942. Again, I don't know what it is. I should have researched it before, but I'm just literally, I haven't had time to do this video, and I'm going to do it now, and this is it. And I haven't had time to research what this game is, but here it is. You can tell me what it is, but it looks cool. It's another vertical shooter. It's by, is it by Sega? I don't know. If you interrupt me once more, I'll turn you off. Devil Crash, which is a pinball game. This is supposed to be amazing. So I've got, is it Devil Crush on the Super Nintendo? Can't find it, but it is a really cool pinball game. Yeah, I can't find it. Anyway, I know this is a classic and a must-have for the Mega. Look at the artwork. Absolutely amazing. It's got that kind of Geiger-esque kind of art style, which is really, really cool. I'm trying to hide my other pickups. I've got loads more Mega Drive pickups I've yet to show you. What else was there? Oh, the last game. My last pickup is, I can read this one. It's a Genesis, Sega Genesis one. Skeleton Crew. Which just looks mad. It's got that isometric viewpoint, a little bit like Escape from the Robot Monsters, which is an arcade game. Look at that. Isometric, kind of robotic, what is it, fantasy. It just looks cool. It's got a cool name as well, Skeleton Crew. How awesome is that? Yeah, Skeleton Crew. It just looks cool. Can't wait to play that. Excellent condition. Oh, I just love the Sega sound. It's great. Not as good as Super Nintendo sound, of course, but it's great. So yeah, a stack of pickups, guys. Honestly, you know, there's 250 quid done in a couple of hours with some PC Engine games. Look at them. Absolutely brilliant. What else did I get? So I've got the BBC as well. I think that was it. That was it from Revival, I think. I don't think I picked anything else up. So yeah, that was so cool. Such a brilliant event. What else can I say, guys? I've been rambling on so long. It was just great to meet everyone. If I didn't mention this video, you know I love you. And I love chatting to all of you. And if I just had that much more time, I would chat longer. But just didn't. It was just so many people to talk to. So many games to play. I will mention, actually, I haven't mentioned my rescue game, which went down really well. And me and Victor had our little competition on rescue. And then Dave came along and smashed our excellent scores. That guy's just an unbelievable player. But yeah, I'm really chuffed that game went down well, because it is so unusual and so rare. You don't often see it. It doesn't get enough love. If you've got MAME and you've got a twin stick set up, just go and play Rescue. It's awesome. Honestly, guys, so cool. So I must go, guys, because I've now got to do a Super Nintendo video. I've got to get this Super Nintendo video out before Sunday. So I'm going to go and record that now. Look out for that, guys. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for everyone. Thanks for everyone making Revival such an awesome weekend. It was so cool. Great to see everyone. Can't say enough. Cheers, guys. See you on the next one.